Welcome back, fellow paper geeks and glitter nerds. We are carrying on with the church building. And if you haven't seen the first part, I do believe it would be beneficial to watch that one first, because this one is mostly decorating. Like here, I am picking out papers for my flowers, which I'm going to punch out. I'm not going to show you that process because it took, like, let's just say a long time. Here they are, punched out in some very nice muted colors. A little bit of blue to go with the roof of the church, and now I'm gonna shape every single flower with this quilling tool, and then I'm gonna color the center. And it took like a day, at least that's what it felt like. But it's all gonna be worth it once you see it on this building. Now I am attaching the church to the base. Just, glue all the way around. And while that's setting, I'm gonna start on the vines that's gonna go up the side of the building. I had this idea that I could just use cardstock, and it worked out quite brilliant, I think. I just roll it up here to give it some dimension, and that the structure of it made it easy for me to put vines out to the sides on it. So I'm definitely gonna use that one again if I need it. But most of this is just gonna be self-explanatory, so I think the music is more beneficial than me babbling. So please enjoy. Now in the earlier video I talked about the sides of this base for the church. It's gonna have the last name of the couple on one side and the dates on the other two. The back side will be blank, and now I'm just planning out all the letters that I need. I'm gonna cut them from both white and blue, and they're gonna be mounted on the pattern paper that is also used for the roof to give a cohesive feel to the project. Now, I also talked about there being a little bit of space in front of the church for some decorations. This is the couple who also got the fox card. So I'm gonna be making 2 little foxes looking at the church, one wearing a top hat and one wearing a veil, but I need to mirror this stamp from Fawn to get a nice a picture. You can't really call it, but a nice constellation. Maybe that's a good phrasing. I hate mirror stamping, by the way. I really hate it because it often turns out blotchy or yeah. I love it when it's done. And I know you're not supposed to scan these into the computer, but sometimes I am really tempted to just scan in the image, flip it in Photoshop, and print it out, because that would be so much easier. But the angel policy of the stamp says that you can't. So, and you should respect the creator of the stamp. They do have rights as well. But I'm tracing it out with a Copic multi-liner so that I can color it with my Shin hand markers in a minute. And I'm of course going to stamp another fox the right way, so they have the tails going to either side when they sit on the base of the in front of the church. I don't think I got the hat part filmed, but it's just a black top hat from Build a Bicycle set. It's not really that fancy. Well, I guess I didn't like the first one that well. I do another one. Like I said, this process is, well, trying. Let's just say it that way. I have tried a million techniques at this point, and I haven't found one that I really like yet. I don't think I ever will. Here you see them up close, to 2 I made, and one is definitely nicer than the other. I forgot to write down the numbers of the pens, but I deduced from the video and some charts I have lying around which colors I actually used to color the foxes. I wanted them more towards the brown than the orange, but still had to have that orange tint to match the fox of the publishing firm from which we all know each other. The couple and I. The couple itself, they actually met at one of the events hosted by the fans of the books of the publishing firm. That was a very long sentence, I'm sorry. And here I had some tulle lying about with some rhinestones, and I thought it would be perfect for this. But getting that thing to stay on was hell. It kept coming off the paper, it was so annoying. But I got it in the end, and as far as I know, it is still stuck on the fox on the church. I'm also going to decorate the veil with a few of the flowers that I also use on the church and on the card. Tying everything together. Yeah, they are very cute. At this point, I have forgotten all about the hat I had planned out for the male fox, but I am here constructing a piece to hold the foxes to the base and keep them upright so they don't tip over. It's just a small triangle piece of cardstock that will glue to the foxes and then to the base. You can hardly see it in the photos unless you kind of spin the church around to try and figure out how they're attached. It will keep them upright, but tilted a tiny bit towards the church, and I think that looked really nice. And the very, very last thing is that I put monomulti glue on the tea lights and let it dry, so it's just tacky, so you can actually pull them out if you need to. Like I said in the other video, these tea lights can actually have their batteries changed, so it shouldn't be necessary, but if they do malfunction, you can switch them out. And here are some lovely pictures of the church in the sunlight, and at the very end there's also a picture of the first church I made for another couple I also know through this publishing firm, by the way. Now this is it for me, actually. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you'll be having a good day, evening or night.